Look at it. It's the prettiest thing in the entire world, the Honda CBR300R. Before this video starts, if you've been watching these reviews and you like them, hit the subscribe button, please, dear God. No, I'm just kidding. But I do love it when people subscribe. Hit the like button at the end if you enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, I've already entrapped you by watching, so you might as well stick through the entire thing. Let's roll the video. Yo, what is up, guys? DOHC here. Welcome to another video. We are over here at Alamo Cycleplex, just outside of San Antonio, Texas. If you are in this area, please hit up my man Josh. He has been hooking it up today. I just took out this beautiful Honda Super Cub. I'm going to be taking out this Ninja 650. You guys have been asking for that forever. And right now, we are taking out the Honda CBR300R. I'm so excited. You guys love beginner bikes, and I love to display them. But excuse me, they're not beginner. They're entry level. They're low displacement. We've already worked that out. I won't even say it again, I promise. As always, this video is brought to you by Rollick. Rollick is a company connecting consumers like you and me to a network of certified dealers like Alamo Cycleplex to provide the most transparent buying experience when it comes to ATVs, side-by-sides, RVs, and of course, motorcycles like the Honda CBR300R. So, real quick, this bike comes in at $4,700 MSRP. We're going to get into some more specs as we start riding. We'll do a walk around, but let's just jump right into it because that's my favorite part about these nowadays. Oh, I'm so excited to be on a proper motorcycle. I just took out the Super Cub, which, you know, of course is classified as a motorcycle, but is more or less a glorified moped. So we have 1 mile on this bike, so bear with me here. It's in its break-in period, but you know, it's a 300cc kind of entry. Woo, almost said it. So we're not going to be pushing it quite at all. There's really nothing to push. Really quickly, guys, I gotta say, before we get started here, the outpouring of support in my last video has just been so phenomenal. Thank you so much, genuinely. Also, ladies and germs, if you're wondering, because I know you are, where I got these dope sunglasses, they are Sunski Treelines. I'm gonna link them in the description down below. They're the coolest sunglasses I have ever owned. And that sounds like a commercial, but they did not pay me to say that. Can you believe it? I just love these things that much. Oh, the good old CBR300R, guys. I've been on the Ninja 4. I've been on the Yamaha R3. Now it is time to close the trifecta. And I'm going to say trifecta. I know I'm going to say it. And it should be a foursome here with Suzuki. But I just don't think it is anymore. Wow, this is nice. This is very nice. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, it's so ridiculously smooth. The power delivery is beautiful. Honda. Bravo, bravissimo. I was counting their chickens before they hatched, I'll tell you what. I'm sitting over here telling you guys that the Ninja 400 and the Yamaha R3 are the best low displacement super sport bikes on the market, having never ridden the CBR300R. And well, gosh, I'm eating my words right now. One thing I have to address, I've looked desperately for curvy roads, for twisty bits of pavement to take this beautiful sporty machine on, and for the life of me, I have found nothing. I asked the gentleman over at Alamo Cycleplex, and they were incredibly helpful, tried to point me in the right direction, but I'll be honest, there is a certain point where you just can't fix stupid, and I am, at times, very stupid. Especially when I'm riding a new bike in a new city, trying to remember all the specs and looking for new roads. So you'll have to understand that, one, I just took the wrong right turn, so we were already going the wrong direction. All right, guys, so real quick while we're stopped here, let's just talk about the dash and some of the features that you can see right in front of you. So you have an analog tachometer, a digital speedometer, a digital fuel gauge, a clock, a trip odometer, as well as an overall odometer, and an engine oil temperature gauge. So it's basically everything that you would want, aside from a gear indicator. That is the most outstanding missing object on the dash here. I have seen some better put together dashes by Yamaha, but you know what? The entry level category, I just don't know that it's a huge deal. It's certainly not a deal breaker for me if you don't know what gear you're in because you don't have a little display telling you. Well, then guess what? Hang up your coat and stop riding motorcycles for the rest of your life. Got a guy at the corner of the street here who's like flicking off this gentleman. He's just trying to walk around. I'm so sorry. Sir, calm down. The progression of power on this is absolutely sublime. This is just a great bike. I mean, a Honda CBR300R, it's been out for ages now. You guys probably know more about it than I ever will or could, having done the research I've done. This is a popular model. The riding position is both beautifully comfortable and still incredibly sporty. I feel like in an instant I can get into a relatively nice tuck and do some cool tricks and shiz. But that's not what this is for. This is for learning. If you are buying a CBR300R, you're one of two people. And this is, of course, my opinion, so it's probably wrong. You are one, someone who's incredibly experienced. You've owned quite a lot of motorcycles. I swallowed a bug. You are buying your second bike or your third bike or your fourth bike, and this is it. This is the commute. This is your daily driver, your commuter. You've probably got a Panigale in the garage that's sitting on its beautiful carpet with both of its tire stands, pit stands rather. And then this is the thing that is going to get you to work in gross traffic with all the dirt in the world. But, you know, because riding a Panigale, 30 miles per hour is no fun. Riding this 30 miles per hour is a hoot and a half. Get great gas mileage. Just have a good experience. Low money to insure, park it anywhere, don't worry about if it gets scuffed or scratched. Now, $4,700 is not a small amount of money. I do realize that, and I realize for a lot of you, the second group of people, the majority of people that are probably buying this, are brand new riders looking for a fantastic bike to start their two-wheel experience on. Well, the CBR300R is likely for you. Now, I will admit that I personally still think that the Yamaha R3 is my favorite. Now, I know it doesn't produce nearly as much power as the Kawasaki, and it's not quite as reliable, quote-unquote, because that really depends on how you take care of things, as this Honda 300. Now, that being said, the Honda 300 is reliable. You could fill this bike with chocolate syrup, drive it off the Golden Gate Bridge, fish it out of the water 100 years later, and it'll start right up. Something I won't be able to show you on this trip, but something the bike is more than suitable enough for, is sported, spirited riding. I want to push it. The suspension feels good. It's non-adjustable in the front, preload only in the rear, but at the end of the day, that's all you need if you are a beginner. And if at any point you wanted to turn this into a track bike, all you would need to do is upgrade the triple tree and the suspension on the front, and I think you'd have something absolutely divine. Not to say you couldn't take this on a track, bone flippin' stock. I took that turn literally because I wanted to take a turn. Like, I was so bored going straight this entire time. This is a true 6-speed manual, 1 down, 5 up with a clutch over here. So this is no CVT, no semi-automatic, no DCT, no nothing like that. This is the realest of the real deal. Your connection to the road will have never felt stronger. I'm like a 1950s ad for pomade, just rolling on two wheels. Can't see anything out of my mirrors. Riding with sunglasses is amazing. Do not have polarized glasses and a tinted windscreen though, because it creates this parabolic effect where all I see is rainbows. All right, how quickly can we go through a speed bump? 38. Hell yeah. My favorite thing that I missed on the Super Cub, this has a side stand. Now, of course, no center stand because, well, that would just be too much. Okie dokie. Ladies and germs. The gloves are coming off. That's right. It's time to talk freely. Okay, guys, you already know. Let's jump into some specs. Like I said at the beginning of this video, we have a base MSRP of $4,699. This 2019 CBR300R comes in two colorways. We've got the red that you've seen here, or the Grand Prix red as it's called, and the black metallic that, well, I am not riding, obviously. And just a really quick point of perspective from someone who's been on the CBR1000RR SP recently, it's a little mini SP. It really is. Honda has done a great job, as has Kawasaki, as has Yamaha, in 2019 of making people who are riding 300cc or 400cc entry-level bikes feel as though they are riding a full-size motorcycle. I do not feel like this is skimping in any way, shape, or form. It's got the same kind of dimensional design features as the SP. Now, obviously, it's vastly different in terms of suspension and performance and components and, well, price. But that's not what we're here to ride. We're here to ride the 300R, but it's very nice to know that at the end of the day, this $4,700 bike makes me feel like I'm riding a $2,000 or rather $20,000 super sport engineering marvel. Okay guys, some of the standard features here. We have a 286cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine that's producing a beautiful amount of power, and we'll get into that in a second. We have a low seat height, a programmed fuel injection system, and an analog/digital instrument cluster. Now I'd say that one's kind of reaching for the fences. As you know, I do take most of this information directly from Honda's site, so this is their words, not mine. One of the things I should mention is this bike has a beautiful pillion seat. You can see right here, not only does it have a great seat for a passenger, but it also has these really nice handles. So when your passenger is on here, they're not going to feel so unsafe, which is fantastic because new rider probably means a new passenger. This bike comes in at just 317 pounds wet. That is extraordinarily lightweight. I just rode the Honda Super Cub, which fully loaded comes in at 240 pounds. So to consider 77 pounds more weight, and you are riding a full-fledged motorcycle, not a moto scooter or a mini moto rather, and you have a 286cc single-cylinder engine producing 30.1 horsepower and 20.2 pound-feet of torque. You're not going to have any issues getting this bike up to speed. Probably tops out at about 90 miles per hour if I had to guess, albeit top speed is the most irrelevant spec in the history of specs. And if you are hung up on it, it is because you have never ridden a motorcycle. See me in the comments. Something else that I adore about these entry-level bikes is their MPGs. We've got 71 miles per gallon coming out of this 2.7 gallon gas tank, which means that you will be far from the first person to need a fill up on your Sunday morning ride with your buddies. Something else that makes this motorcycle stand out and fits with the Honda reliability schema is that it needs an oil change every 8,000 miles. I mean, there should be fireworks going off for that figure. Most motorcycles require an oil change every 3,000 miles. Obviously, you will be having to take this in for the 600-mile service if you buy it new, but after that, your maintenance costs will be far and few between. This is a very inexpensive bike to begin your riding journey on. Not only is the insurance going to be inexpensive, I cannot guarantee that because it really depends on you, but generally speaking, compared to its more powerful, more expensive brothers, this will be cheaper. It's cheaper to buy brand new, $4,700. There's plenty of these on the used market, and a lot of dealerships like Alamo Cycleplex have a fantastic used inventory that you can shop through as well. Albeit, if you do buy this bike brand new, it does come with Honda's warranty. Now, something I should mention, that $4,700 price tag is for the base model, the ABS or anti-lock brake system model that you can see from this ring right here. And this little sensor, that's probably the more defining factor, is going to set you back another $300. So you're looking at about a $4,950 ending price tag, just shy of $5,000 before you put on destination fees and tax and tags and title. So keep that in mind. If you are new to the world of two-wheel riding, you should also consider things like the cost of your helmet and gear, the insurance, the property taxes. I want people to be informed when they buy motorcycles. I don't want there to be any hidden costs. That's certainly what Rollick is trying to achieve and is helping people do, and that is what I have always been trying to achieve and help people do. A couple things here that we can just see and don't have to get deep into the specs about. In the front here you have a single rotor Nissan caliper brake setup. In the rear you have a single rotor Nissan caliper. Do not touch the exhaust. It is hot. I am 12. Here's our single cylinder. The horn's right in there. I don't know. It's a pretty simple bike. $4,700 gets you a pretty simple machine. And that's not a bad thing. Most people are desperate for automatically adjustable suspension and 75 piston brake calipers and, you know, TFT displays that can play The Office while you're riding a motorcycle. Do you not understand that riding a motorcycle is about the disconnection from our electronic world that we are so enslaved by? And it gives us the opportunity to go out and experience nature. I am having a good day on two wheels, which is saying something, and I'm grateful for that. Let's start heading back to the dealership. Very short rides today, and that is because it is genuinely 95 degrees outside, hotter than can be, and I can't for the life of me find twisty roads within a acceptable distance of the dealership. Okay, the Honda CBR300 has a beautiful horn. Someone knock on my door. We'll be waiting for you. Singing the stuff in the thing. Three's company. Two, do 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 do. You know what's so funny? For the life of me, for many years, I always thought that my helmet was soundproof for some reason. I always thought, like, these people can't hear me. I'm in my helmet. That's a freaking lie. A couple things to discuss on our journey back to Alamo Cycleplex that I think would be very important to the average buyer here is this is an incredibly comfortable machine. I mean, the seating position is beautiful. I have a 30-inch inseam and I have absolutely no problems getting my feet down on this bike. The distance from my upper torso to the handlebars is absolutely perfect. I literally cannot stress enough that these are the types of motorcycles that I find so much more fun to ride these days, because at the end of the day, you still get the beautiful experience of two-wheeled riding and kind of this open-class machine, but you're also not hunched over, you know, your back doesn't start hurting, your butt crack isn't sticking out, you're just comfy. And that's why I think that the Kawasaki Ninja 650 that I am about to take out is going to blow my mind. And I'm going to try desperately to find some twisty, flippin' roads for that one, because I'm so tired of these straight Texas roads. Alright guys, so we are heading back to Alamo Cycleplex here outside of San Antonio, Texas. If you are looking for a 2019 Honda CBR300R or any number of power sport items, please check them out, linked in the description, and hit up my man Josh. He has been nothing but the finest of gentlemen today. If you do not live in this area and you're looking for one of these or any number of different power sport items, go to GoRollick.com, linked in the description. Gosh, I need to learn how to shift. I barely know what I'm doing. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment down below, and I will see you on the next one. Hold on, I can't peace yet. Peace!